like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 10. Yes, I am under the weather, so it is what it is. I don't know if I got the flu. Not the flu, but I got some kind of cold or something, so, that sounds a little bit different, but it is what it is. It's going to happen what's going to happen. It is currently 2:21 in the morning. So I'm trying to get this review done so I can go to sleep. Hope everyone had a great weekend and is ready for the whole new work week and everything. So let's get this started because I'm tired. We see in the beginning of the episode how Portia is working with her grandfather's charity to donate and raise money and help for the Hurricane Harvey victims in Houston. And it was her and her sister down there, and they were basically showing how even at the whole elephant forgiveness party or whatever that damn party was, how Portia had asked the other ladies, if they wanted to come and help her at her events in Houston. And no one, responded or whatever. We did see how Cynthia said, she would be open. Y'all know when I got that shirt on, this is my favorite, comfy pajama. I don't feel like putting on clothes shirt. So y'all know what time it is. But yeah, Cynthia said how she would be open to seeing if she would be able to go, but no one else kind of said yeah. We then see from there how, Shamia then calls her to basically saying like she saw posts where, Portia was trying to do some things for the hurricane victims, and she wanted to reach out and just see if, she could help in any way, which I thought was a great thing. However, Portia said that she felt like it was a weird way for Shamir to reach out, which I thought was complete bullshit. Simply because, she said, I don't know if I want an apology from her because I do feel like she tried to embarrass me in front of her other friends. And I feel like, Portia, it's not even about you. If someone who was supposedly your best friend and y'all had a little bit of a falling out, see that you are having something to help people who were actually affected by a hurricane, that's when they are supposed to reach out, and you shouldn't even bring up whatever y'all issues are. I mean, you answered the phone, you knew what she was, so it ain't like she popped up at your house talking about let's have breakfast. No, she called you and said, I heard about your efforts. If I can help you in any way, let me know. Sometimes Portia needs to remind herself that it's not always about her. I felt like that was a bullshit reason to, or bullshit time to bring up how, her and Shamia aren't really getting along. It's for your campaign to help the people of Houston. You should want whoever to help you. If you was able to invite Candy and Nene, who you don't get along with, why would you not be okay with Shamia being there? Girl, bye. I'm not got time for you. Portia's stupid some damn times. We then see Candy and Cynthia meeting up, and Kenya was supposed to be there, but Kenya couldn't make it. Cynthia's having her own campaign in Houston. Just so happened to be the same. Why everybody stuff going on in Houston the same week? Anywho, so yeah, she's having her own campaign that same weekend in Houston, and Candy was asking. She did ask Candy if she could come. And Candy said, she would not be able to make it because she already has plans to do things with Riley, her daughter. And, she does bring up that she's already donated $20,000 to families and organizations to help, Houston. And she was like, but at this time, she needs to spend time with her family. I feel like, because Candy did go on, I think it was on Instagram or Twitter, saying how, what she had donated, I think because people tried to make it seem as if because castmates didn't go on this particular trip to Houston, how they weren't helpful or they weren't being, we wasn't being helpful. My thing is, some people don't have to go to every single thing that's going on when they've already done their own thing. And sometimes, again, people just need to get out their own way of feeling some kind of way, and just because you're having something at that moment doesn't mean someone else is available. I think that's why people have issues with Candy, because Candy be booked and busy, bitch. And I think when they sort of kind of have plans out the blue, some people can't make it. Candy, Nene, Kenya, at times have other things going on, so they don't be making stuff all the time. But bitch, if I'm booked and I'm busy and I've already donated, you know what I'm saying, 20 grand, I can't make it, bitch, and I have my own family to deal with. So I think they need to sometimes lay off Candy about little bullshit like that. Candy does ask her if she's going to Portia's events, if they'll both be in Houston that weekend. And, Cindy says, if she supports my event, I will support her event. Candy was saying how at the whole elephant meeting or whatever, how she feels like because people don't really like Portia, that's why no one was really open to responding to her invitation to go to Houston. And I get what she meant by that. And you would hope people will put things to the side to do different things. But I think what I like is that Candy still donated. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she was like, well, I don't want to help at all. It was a thing of, me and you don't rock right now. I'm busy anyway. I already did my own thing. It is what it is. But I do feel like sometimes a person who you don't rock with is having something and they personally invite you, you don't have to go just because it's a great cause. You can still do your own thing to help. Like if I can't make it, you know what, I can't go, but I'm gonna donate, A, B, and C to it, so it's still fine. You do things in your own way. But I got what Candy meant because they don't like Portia, and I was surprised that Portia didn't invite people considering they don't like that girl. But it is what it is. But Candy did say, I'm not going down the street, let alone down to Houston with Portia. Because, again, they don't like each other at all. Like, they have a real issue that I don't think will ever be fixed based on what Portia did. So, I'm not surprised Candy said that at all. Some people might say, well, she should have been the bigger person, still went. She still did her stuff, and she still doing it, so it is what it is. We then see how Kenya FaceTimes Cynthia. And Cynthia goes out to talk to her or whatever. And, Cynthia does invite her to the event in Houston. And Cynthia basically said, I'm sorry, but I can't make it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll talk to you later. So, Cynthia saying how she's basically disappointed that Kenya can't make it. And she's saying how, since Kenya been married, she's been more focused on being a good wife, you know what I'm saying, than hanging out with us. Well, Cynthia, I guess we all see why your ass is divorced. Because that's what you're supposed to do as a wife. That's how you keep your husband. You're supposed to be a good wife. You can't... when she said it, I was like, that is why Cynthia ass is single. Because she said it as if it was a bad thing. I mean, she can't, I was like, bitch, what? I mean, I love Cynthia, and usually Cynthia's pretty okay, but that was the dumbest shit I've ever heard Cynthia say. Since she got married, she's been focusing on being a good wife versus being, coming to my stuff. Girl, we see what your problem is. You don't know. Girl, bye. Cynthia posted. I'm up here thinking I'm going crazy because I'm hearing stuff, but I'm forgetting that my TV in my room is on. And I'm thinking, why am I hearing like somebody whistling? Am I being murdered? It's like, no, great damn TV is on. Anywho, the next episode, the next scene that we see is Sheree at home. And what's Sheree at home doing that fake ass house that she don't even really live in? Doing the only thing that she do in the house is on the phone talking to her prison bae, her fake ass prison husband, her fake ass storyline, that damn nigga Tyrone. And I really believe she tells him on what days to call. I feel like she be like, look, because, they don't film every day on Housewives or any reality show for the most part. You have your specific, shooting days and times or whatever. Tyrone has her schedule because every time he call, she is filming. Ain't no way in hell. In prison, you can't call a prison. So I'm like, she must tell them, okay, I'm filming on Tuesday. They're going to be here between 7 and 9, so you need to call me on Tuesday between 7 and 9 so they can get this phone call with us together. Because prison calls are very sporadic. Because in prison, they never know when they can get to a phone. So my thing is, it ain't no way in hell he just happens to always be calling her when she filming scenes. Girl, bye. So, he all, hey, boo. Oh, I miss you some prison talk. That good old prison talk, letting her know that he ain't got nothing else to do besides spend her... I feel like Sheree is looking like a plum D fool on here when she all caught up in this damn man who's in prison. Girl, he is in prison. Why are you... Girl, Lord Jesus. So he all like, I miss you, I love you. I miss you, I love you too. He like, well, what's going on? And I'm like... And when he called, she said, what you doing? Bitch, nothing. Nothing. He said nothing. It's Fish Friday. I said, okay. It's fucking Fish Friday in prison. So, he asked like, well, what's going on with the girls? It's the weirdest shit simply because she treating like a real ass relationship, and this is a man who she has not seen outside of prison and forever ever. But she likes it. I love it. I really don't like it. It is what it is. She bring up how her and Nene kind of have a little bit of issues. She's making it seem to him like Nene is consistently speaking on him, which isn't true to my knowledge of what they showed on the show. Nene brought him up on that trip to San Francisco when she admitted that they were a couple. And Nene said what was true, that he was convicted of conning people. He's a goddamn con man. Even when Nene brought up how her and Sheree has whatever issue, she then brings that up. And then she again makes it seem as if Nene said, my issue with you was Tyrone. And I'm like, Sheree, you really trying to create your own storyline, ain't you, boo-boo, with this whole damn Nene and Tyrone situation. Then Tyrone said, ain't Nene married? How long she been married? She don't want to go down that road with me. Why are you threatening somebody from prison, bruh? You can't do shit. If don't no one answer your phone call, you can't even get the word out about whatever's going on. So, boy, hush. And Sheree, you a piece of shit, too, for letting this person who you don't even really know in today's society, you know him from before. You don't know what that man been doing since he was arrested in prison, and if he in prison with a prison bag. You don't know none of that stuff, and you are allowing him to let you be the shit starter. Because what the charade goes on to say? Tyrone said that, Nene tried to get with him, and Nene was pursuing him, and I don't know if it was when her and Greg was separated, but she was supposedly trying to get him to come down to the set of The Apprentice when she was on The Apprentice, and how she was trying to go visit him in Philly and all this stuff and trying to just hang out with him. And, Nene not his type at all. She definitely not his type. And I'm like, bitch, what? I was confused. Because my thing is, we all know that Nene and Greg went through some issues and that Nene and Greg separated. And y'all know I'm not the biggest Nene fan. Nene sometimes has gotten on my goddamn nerve over the past couple seasons of whatnot. But I can't let Sheree just kind of make it seem as if Nene out here fucking around on Greg. Because we know they were going through issues. We know they literally got divorced and got remarried. I don't know if during The Apprentice was a time they was divorced, but you bringing up some hearsay shit that somebody's in prison who's in prison for kind of people told you against your own goddamn friend. My thing is, why, Sheree? You need to, girl. He talking about only thing he trying to focus on. He ain't trying to focus on Nene. All he care about is Sheree and getting home, right? Because all you care about is Sheree so that she can get you a home. Which you want to come look? I just can't. Just the utter fuckery of it all. I just don't understand if Sheree realized how she's making herself look. How it looks as if he's conning you. It looks as if he's using you to be a part of this storyline too, so that if he gets out of jail, he got some kind of stream of income because he's been talking to Sheree, and he can. Girl, you a fool. Trust and believe. And I don't think he's out of prison now because Sheree was just on Watch What Happens Live, either last week or the week before last or whatever, and his ass went out of jail yet. So keep on chasing this prison bag, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. We see Cynthia and Portia are in Houston, and they brought both their sisters, Mal and Lauren, and they're there to do whatever. So we do see how they're trying to go to each other's event. The whole time they're in Houston, I don't want you to focus on the devastation of Houston. Simply, I'm not that I don't want to focus on it, but I'm not gonna keep bringing it up. We know how bad the hurricane was in Houston. We've seen the devastation to the city. So this is just them going there to see it. So we know how people lost homes, lives. They were totally displaced. It's horrible. So they're both there to do to have their own events. From we see that Shamia came too because they were at one of Portia's events where they were there like packing up food for something. So Sheree, not Sheree. Cynthia, Portia, the sisters, and then Shamia was all there, like packing up stuff or whatever. So it was good to see them all helping out, for day one of it. Portia even said how it's awkward to have Shamia there. Girl, get over it. I don't even think you and Shamia. I don't care honestly. But yeah, it was what it was. They there, and that was the first day of them, and that part was part of Portia's event. Back in Atlanta, we see Candy and Riley, hanging out and everything, and Candy's letting her drive around the neighborhood and stuff because she got her learner's permit, and she wants to basically, get more experience driving, but like, you can't drive to and from school. No. So when they get back home, Riley's father calls on Candy's phone, and so they're talking or whatever, and we can clearly see that Riley is not 100% comfortable having conversations with her dad. We can clearly see that. And I think the reason for that is because Riley is 15. Her father has not been her whole life. He's been here and there and everywhere. He come in and come out. He has not been anything consistent. And we all know, even from the seasons before, Riley is very, she's very shy. She is close to who she's close with, but she's shy around the cameras and just around people who she's not familiar with. I'm sorry. So when he calls and he's saying how, hey, call and check up on y'all, whatever, I want to meet up with Riley, he also has another baby on the way, so he's at the hospital with whoever's having his baby. And Riley is kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, she's just not talkative to Block. We clearly see that, but she's never been talkative to anybody but her mama, because that's who has been consistent in her life. And when she's like, oh, okay, that's fine, because how you want to hang out with her or whatever. She's like, okay, that's fine. And they hang up the phone. And when they hang up, and Candy like, what you acting so weird for? That's, you can't, she was telling something like, don't be rude or mean to him or whatever. And, at first, Robbie was like, oh, whatever. And she kind of didn't say anything. She had a look on her face that was like, it was something. And when they walked in the house, they walked in the house in front of the microphones, she instantly started crying. And Ken like, oh my God, what's wrong? You hear Ty saying what's wrong. You hear Ace saying Riley, because she was like boo-hoo crying. It's clear to me that Riley feels like her father is not sincere, and that, because why you call my mama? Why didn't you call me? I feel like Riley at an age to where if he want to talk to her, he can call her. I don't think you need to call Candy for stuff. But I feel like she does not want to be forced to be nice to him. And I feel like she should not have to. So I feel like what happened was, because he called her mama, and she kind of put him on speakerphone. And because people do that to me sometimes. I have family members who will call someone and they have the whole conversation, and then they'll come and put the phone in my face like, here, talk to so-and-so. I don't want to talk to so-and-so. I didn't call so-and-so, and so-and-so didn't call me. They called your ass. And so I feel how she can feel like, I don't want to be forced to talk to someone. Because if he calls her and if she does not feel comfortable talking, she don't have to answer the phone. Whereas if he calls her mom and her mom was like, speakerphone, here, say something, she's feeling like she's forced to talk to him. And that's not fair to her, simply because your ass been MIA for 15 years of her life, and now you're trying to come back and you want to force her to be nice to you. It's just not fair. So, yeah. So at Cynthia's event, she's having a benefit concert where people singing and doing whatever else, and the money raised is going to go to people, help to get back on their feet. So that was a good thing. We see how Portia and Cynthia both stand them being there together kind of brings them closer. We saw Cynthia saying, well, people don't see the side of Portia. Sometimes Portia's so take. She doesn't really give anything. So it's cool to see her in this atmosphere of her helping people, and then even Portia saying, me and Cynthia's been through some things, and I feel like, this has brought us closer. Girl, bye. That only gonna last for so long, if you say so. And then we see someone popped up. Who popped up? Kenya ass popped up. So Kenya surprises Cynthia, and she does make it. She wasn't at the whole weekend, but she came at least, with 2 days worth of it. And, she says, I had to just move some things around. I do have family who stay in Houston. So, once I was able to get here, I was able to get here. And I think that's a cool thing. She did what she can do. Okay, whatever. We then see Shamia and Portia having a conversation, and they're in the hotel room or whatever. I felt like it was a bullshit conversation, simply because Portia and Shamia's issue is that Portia let Phaedra insinuate that, one, Shamia was a hoe, and two, that Shamia was a lesbian and messing around with Candy and Todd. That was the issue that Shamia initially had, how Portia allowed people to talk about her, and her and Portia were supposed to be best friends. Portia's issue was at Shamia's bridal shower. she felt like Shamia was talking or was allowing. What did she say? She felt like Shamia was just. What did she say? I can't remember. She felt like Shamia was just basically showing off in front of Candy and them, and with them two not vibing or whatever. But I feel like Portia ass still has not apologized in the right way for allowing someone to speak negatively about Shamia. Not her whole issues, but you keep trying to be, what I'm saying, front of me in front of the Candy Coated Click. But bitch, you fronted on me in front of Phaedra. The fucking freaking frack thick. So what's the big issue? But Shamia said, we're best friends, and it's just we need to, resolve it. Portia, how I don't think we have to rehash everything. I think Portia say that when she don't feel like she has to, when she feel like she don't want to rehash the shit that she's done. Shamia says, well, I apologize if you thought I was not understanding your condition of why you can't come to my wedding. Don't nobody believe that Portia has any kind of condition that means she can't fly. We don't. Simply because I'm pretty sure Portia always flying back and forth and stuff. So Portia can act as if she's not allowed to fly. Portia full of shit. Portia didn't want to go to Shamia's wedding because her and Shamia wasn't cool, and she lied about it. So fuck that goddamn condition. Portia do say I felt like he was showing out. You know what I'm saying? I think we both could have done better in that situation, and that's the most that she said was in her aspect of owning up to what she did. And they kind of like hug it out, laugh it out, and whatever it out. I really didn't care, but I'm like, Portia do shit and then act like she don't know why people have an issue with her because you sat there and let some. No, you know what? People can't. No one can talk about my best friend in my presence. You damn sure can't talk about my best friend in my presence in a negative way. Okay, that's just not gonna happen. When Karla is performing at a show, sometimes I like for people to not know I'm her best friend because I'll be waiting for someone to say some bullshit about my best friend. They gonna get checked. Okay, so my thing is you can't know because Phaedra knew Shamia and Portia was cool, and she still felt comfortable enough to say some bullshit about Shamia in front of Portia. That's the fake ass friend shit. Point blank into the period. So next we see, because we done had part of Portia's event when they first got to Houston and they were packing up food and supply for people. We done had Cynthia's little benefit concert where they were, raising money and stuff. And now we have Kenya, who has had I won't say an event, but what she did was she said since she was able to come into town, she couldn't really plan an event. She went and she called Habitat for Humanity to help, with some of the homes that had to be cleaned out and things like that. And she's like, because I can't, have anything really here, I can still help in my own way to help people who was here. I feel like her helpfulness was really good because people do need help getting their home back together. And her event happens to be on the same day as Portia's second part of her event. And so it's like, I think Kenya's thing starts at 11. I think Portia's event starts at 12. But Portia's having an event where they're giving out gift cards and feeding people, whereas Kenya's thing was we go into these neighborhoods and putting on hazmat suits and we pulling out, a person has water damage, you have to pull out stuff, pull up carpets, break down walls, all that stuff. That's what Kenya's thing was. It was two different kind of events. Cynthia is going to Kenya's event. Portia feels some kind of way because Cynthia ain't coming to hers, and since she can't make it, she sends Shamia in her stead. Okay, cool. So Portia acting like, Cynthia totally dissed me. Every time Kenya come around, she just leave me be. And I feel like Cynthia was at the first day of your event. You had two events. Even though the one on Saturday was probably your main one, she did help you for a full day do things to benefit the people of Houston. You can't. So my thing is, she went to one of yours, she went to her own, you went to one of hers, and now she's going to Kenya's thing. It was what it was. So, girl, be quiet. We do see Candy going to talk to Block and basically telling him, after you talk to Riley, you called us that day, after the fact, she started crying or whatever. She said, she just wants to be prepared when she has to talk to you. She kind of just doesn't want to be surprised and put on the spot to have a conversation to talk to you. And, he then said something like, well, I feel like, if me and you got along better, she'll be more cool with, being around me. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't think Riley cares that you and her mom aren't best of friends. Riley don't like you, period. Not don't like you. Riley not fucking with you, period, because you've been MIA. So she wants to deal the same as any other kid. Some kids miss their fathers. Riley ain't that kind of kid. Riley the kind of kid that we're like, look, you wasn't around. You're around now. If I have to see you, I'll say hi and bye. But I don't want to have to consistently be around you and be forced to build this bond that we just don't have. Just because now you want to be a father. And that is the true moment. My nose. That is the true moment that some fathers have to deal with when they're absentee dads. That sometimes the kids do not want to deal with them once they're older. I'm gonna feel like shit in like 20 minutes. This is so crazy. Y'all know how bad I am right now. I'm trying to just get through this kind of crap. Anywho, when he says that, Candy says, I guess we can try to get along a little bit better, or we can communicate a little bit better so she can feel better about it. And then Candy says like she'll try to be more nice. She said, but again, I can't force her to want to have a relationship with you. And then she then said that she thinks they need to go to counseling. I think that was a great idea, and Block agrees to it. And he like, so we like, should we surprise her with it? And she was like, no, absolutely not. I'll prepare her for that and let her know that we're gonna go and that she'll be, so that she'll be prepared to deal with it. It is what it is. Kenya's event versus Portia's event. I feel like Kenya's event was great because it wasn't even an event. They were going just to help. I feel like Cynthia, Mal, and Shamia were confused about what they were there to do. I felt like Kenya knew exactly what they were there to do. And Kenya felt like, because when they got there, Kenya was saying, because they were cleaning up homes again. And it was a lady saying how she had just bought her house, her first home, and she lost everything, and she was so happy they were there to help her clean her house out so she can get started to get it rebuilt or redone or whatever. Kenya was about her business. Kenya like, okay, let's get these suits on. She said, because people trying to take photos. Like, nope, it's not about taking photos. We do photos later. Let's get this done. I think what people forget is sometimes when you're doing that kind of stuff in houses, you only have so much time to do stuff because you only have so many hours in a day. Sometimes you only have so many hours that you have the crew. So Kenya was aware of that. She knew, hey, we only going to be here from 4 to 6. We got 2 hours to be here. And it ain't about saying we was here, we took some pictures, but we didn't do much work. Kenya was like, no, let's get in here and get this shit done. You got Cynthia like, can we take a water break? Y'all want some water? And Kenya said, let's clean this wall out first, and then let's stop and get some water. That's what people do when you see people who when they're in situations they're throwing in their time to help. They not trying to go in there, hammer a couple nails. Ooh, child, it's hot. No. You really into it, and that's the kind of thing that Kenya was doing. She was in her element, and I don't think Cynthia and Mel was aware of that. So while they felt like Kenya was being mean and rude, no, Kenya was saying, we here for a reason. Let's get this house done as much as we can, and after that, then take some pictures, then take a water break. We only been here for like 20 minutes. You already tired? Girl, bye. That was what Kenya was doing, and I felt like it was bullshit for Cynthia and Mal to say anything different. When Shamia then called Kenya, and Kenya answered, she said, hey, Shamia, what's up? We're at the house doing things. And she said, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where y'all at. And Kenya said, we at the house. Call one of the volunteers, and they can give you directions. I'm working. I can't talk right now. And she hung up. Was she short with her? Yes, she was. But at the same time, she told her what to do because she's in the mental of helping someone. And, it was what it was. Then we see when Shamia get there, and they was outside for a little bit of a break. And, she's like, yeah, Portia couldn't make it. She got her own event. And Kenya said, yeah, I know. It's okay. It's fine. I know she has her own thing. Yeah, but she wanted to let you know that she was going to donate to it. And Kenya said, well, okay, that's fine. We can talk about that later. But right now, let's get this house done. And again, they was acting as if she was being mean and rude. Was she being short with them? Yes, she was being short with them. But again, her whole point of it was, we not here for publicity. We not here to sit and have conversations about Portia not being here. We not here for me to sit and talk to you for 10 minutes and give you direction. You can ask any volunteer where we are, because guess what? I don't live. I don't live here. And my thing is, I'm pretty sure production know where you at. they can take you. You can ask many people besides me. You know what I'm saying? So I felt Kenya in that whole moment. So they did whatever there. At Portia's event, um, they were she was giving out food. You know, you heard someone say how this is more than 400 people, which means they probably only have food for so many people. They were running out of food. They were they had a lot of people to feed, which was a good thing. They were giving out gift cards, which was a good thing. They just ran out of food, you know. And I think that's something else about when you do events like that, because she kept on saying, you know, it's easy to go help someone with their, you know, with their thing, but we plan our own thing. Guess what? You planned your own thing, and what happened? What happened? You ran out of goddamn on food. You can't make it seem as if because you put on your own event that you're better than anyone else. Girl, bye. She was crying. Oh my, I just want them to have enough stuff. You not gonna be able to supply them people with enough stuff because they're gonna be needing stuff for a while. So you should just be okay, not okay with what you giving them, but be prepared to be prepared to understand you gonna run out of food because it's a lot of people. They planned for 400 people. She said they ended up feeding about 2,000 people because everyone is displaced. And oh my god, my throat is hurting. So it's just so bad. But anyhow, they fed the people. It was what it was. You know, Portia's event. Do I feel like they needed more people? No. To volunteer? No. I feel like they needed more food. I feel like Kenya event could have used more people simply because if you had more people to help, you can clean the house out. You know what I'm saying? If you have, because it was a lot of people in that damn food line handling the food. You know, it seemed like it was enough people. It just seemed like they just did not have enough food. But you know, it was what it was. The ending scene to me was stupid. Not stupid, but I thought it was bullshit, and I see why Kenya walked out. You know, Portia, her sister, Cynthia, her sister, Shamia, all come together. Kenya came a little bit late. You know, in the beginning, they like, oh, it was what it was. You then had Portia's sister saying to Cynthia how they were disappointed that Cynthia did not make it to Portia's event. And then Mel said, but we came to the first one that y'all had the first day. We was there helping with, you know, getting stuff together. And then Portia like, well, yeah, that was only one part of the event, but you know, the main event was on Saturday. Bitch, how you tossing hairs between which event she went to? You had two and she went to one. Yes, I know you wanted her to go be at both. But she tried to support both of her quote-unquote friends. And, you know, Cynthia was saying how she can only come in a pure spirit and try to help. And my thing is, I didn't like how Lauren and Portia were trying to make it seem as if it was a big issue. And Cynthia said the best. Portia should be happy that anyone in any aspect is here to support her because we don't even like her. I have to call her out her name. Because we don't like her. And I agree. You can't, you know, act like it's an issue. You know, Portia then saying how yeah, you know, Kenya came in town and Cynthia basically said, you know, forget me, and she all here for Kenya. So I'm like, so you saying that no one should have went to Kenya's event? It was just dumb, you know. And then from there, Shamia saying, you know, I felt like she was really dismissive towards me, and she was kind of mean and rude or whatever. Mel saying, yeah, she wasn't nice, you know. Cynthia then said, well, no, she was just in her element, you know, was what it was, but I don't think that she was mean. She said, but if y'all felt like that, then y'all should tell her that. So when Kenya she got there, first of all, it was crazy because the restaurant, the kitchen was closed, so she couldn't get no food. And then she just wanted some water because she was thirsty. She had to keep asking for water. And to me, it felt like a setup in some sort of way. Because Shamia just instantly went into like, well, I felt like he was dismissing me, and, you know, I thought me and you were growing. And Kenya then said, well, you know what, don't take it personally, it wasn't nothing like that. We were there to do some things, and now we're just trying to get it all done. We're going to be there for so many hours. And she was saying, but if you feel some kind of way, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, don't take it personal. At that point, Shamia just said, you know what, all right, I get it. You know, my bad. I felt some kind of way, but you just said that, you know, it wasn't personal. And she left it at that. Shamia was looking for a scene. That's what Shamia was doing. Because she kept bringing it up, kept trying to talk about it. And Kenya like, girl, it's not an issue. Why are you trying to make it an issue that this is a positive day? We all had all these events, you know, let's leave it at that. And they kept going. Then Cynthia said, well, you know, some of the ladies felt like you were being mean. And she was like, what? And she was like, come on, Cynthia. She's like, Cynthia, you was there, I wasn't being mean. And she's like, no, you know, I just felt like you were just, you know, you was in your bag. Kenya wasn't here for the bullshit. Kenya got up and was like, you know what, I'll be back. She went to the bathroom. She was cussing and fussing at the producer, like, this is why my husband don't want to be on the show, because y'all keep coming at his wife. I don't care about none of them bitches out there. They all bringing up dumb shit. Why would you try to make a positive day turn it into something negative? And I completely get why she was pissed off, because Shamia was taking something this little that Kenya specifically said, don't take it personal. We were literally working, and now I'm trying to get things done. And if you was upset about it, I'm sorry. And I said that to you, and you keep trying to go and make this an issue, and I ain't here for it. And she left. She's like, I'm not doing a scene. You see Portia go in the bathroom, like, Kenya. And Kenya like, nope, this ain't no scene. Fuck y'all, get out. I'm not doing it. And she's like, and then when Portia said, well, no, can I talk to you real quick? And she was like, you definitely can't talk to me. Because my thing is, y'all don't like each other. So Portia trying to make a scene too was stupid. Again, I feel like, Kenya, as she said, I am in a different place in my life. I'm a wife, and I'm not for the bullshit and people making me be negative and people trying to make me drag a bitch. And she left. And when she left, Cynthia tried to go out there and talk to her. And when you talk to Cynthia, she said, nope, this is not a moment. Nope, sorry, gotta go. And she rolled up her window and left Cynthia looking there, Cynthia looking stupid. And I felt like the reason she did that to Cynthia was because, Cynthia, you said out your mouth, they thought you was being mean. So I think Kenya felt like you were in on the bullshitness of trying to make it a scene, and she wasn't here for it either. Kenya like she not about that bull, and I feel like, again, it was Shamia making it an issue. That was the crazy part, and that's how kind of went off. So they need to leave Kenya alone, and I'm not much of a Team Kenya person. I think she's gotten better, this season, and I think people are still trying her and trying to use her for scenes, and she not for it. I think she wants to be on the show, and she wants to show her husband it's not always drama, and that way he might be open to being on the show. But I feel like I can't even do that because y'all keep putting me in scenes and they keep attacking his wife. So why would he want to be on a show that's attacking his wife? So I feel like I'm not gonna even be bothered with it. So, that was my opinion. I'm sorry I'm sick. I don't know how good this review is going to be, but, it was what it was. But I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Until next time, people, peace.